All right, welcome into Two Peas in a Pod with Jack and Dylan, episode 2. Today, we're going to be breaking down our predictions for the East and West playoff picture, seeding wise. But before we get into that, we got Hot Carl.
NBA Live, yeah. 2003. Hot Carl MC. Yo, EA Sports. It's like wow. Yeah. I'm about to take angle this one. It's like a slam to the face. Tell me, how's a 360 taste? Now you're just another poster. Your mother's disgrace. You're about to get named.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be our theme song for the rest of the year. Hot Carl with NBA 03 Live. Yeah, so I guess that's we're going to start off our podcast from now on. But so Jack, let's talk about the East Conference first. What do you think about top 3 seeds? I think the top 3 seeds are locked. Where they are, who they are. I don't think they're moving the last 15, 16 games of the year.
I think it's safe to agree with that. I think Toronto won. Boston's 2.5 games back. I think Cleveland's probably going to end up getting the 3 as well.
And the thing is, I'd like to put Cleveland second. I think Cleveland's a better team than Boston is, especially right now. I think Boston's fallen off that hot streak they were on for the first half of the year. But I think the 8.5 is just, or 7.5 now.
7.5.
The 7.5 is just a little too much to cover in the last 16 games of the year. And I don't think Boston's catching Toronto. Toronto looks awesome after beating Houston last night, and they just dismantled New York today.
Yeah.
Put up a $132 on them or something like that. They look good.
The thing is, Washington and Indiana, they're only a game back at Cleveland too, but I still think
think Cleveland's
I think they just have to get the 3.
They're just too good.
I don't see them not getting it.
I don't think it. Yeah, I don't see them not getting it, but I don't know if that matters really. Even
yeah,
they asked LeBron the other day. They asked about his seeding, and he said 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed, 6 seed, 8 seed doesn't matter. You play me, it's going to be a problem, and I agree with him. If you're Toronto, I think you don't want him to have the 8 seed, right? I think you want to hold off playing him as long as you can, because we saw what he can do when he kind of flipped into playoff mode against Denver the other night and just kind of ripped them apart, right?
It's clutch.
Yeah, he can just turn it on, and I think come playoff time, that's going to be the case too. I don't think it matters what seed they have.
He was banging 3s the other night.
Just in the last quarter, he just kind of said, all right, kids,
it's closing time.
Yeah.
It's closing time.
Watch me do it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the whole seeding for Cleveland and LeBron, it's more of a concern to other teams than it is to Cleveland.
Philly, I think they're going to want to hop out of the 6th seed, because I don't think they're going to want to see that in the first round.
I want to see that in the first round.
Yeah, I don't think Philly wants to.
No.
You know what? Actually, I bet Embiid wants it, though. I bet Embiid would rather play him in the first round.
Yeah.
He just got that mentality, But, I
like Philly-Boston a little more. I think that'd be a good first-round matchup. I think that's tough matchup-wise in the front court for Boston.
I like that first round just because I'm pretty sure Boston would lose that series.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know if Al Horford's an answer for Embiid.
Yeah.
For a team that already struggles defensive rebounding, right?
Yeah, Embiid's a monster, but I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think Simmons is not going to be as effective, or nearly as effective in the playoffs. The game's going to completely slow down. It's going to be a lot of half-court stuff, and the lack of a 3-ball, I think, is going to kill him. I think the lack of not even a 3-ball, but a jump shot. They can play him like they play Zaza. He's not going to... People say, oh, it's fine, he's going to be like Rondo, where he gets in and makes a pass, gets to a bucket, whatever, but it's I don't know, that half-court's going to kill him, I think, especially being a quote-unquote rookie.
Yeah, he's a lot bigger than Rondo, and I think if you have Bellinelli on the floor, Redick on the floor, that creates lots of space.
Yeah, but again, if you think Bellinelli's going to play 40 minutes in a playoff game, I also don't like your chances.
No, but I think that might have been their thinking, bringing in a guy like him.
Yeah, they definitely want the shooters around him, and I think they definitely need it for a playoff series, but I'm just not going to be surprised if Simmons doesn't do what he's been doing all year in the playoffs.
Yeah. So where do you see them ending up seed-wise in the East?
Why don't we just run through our 5 through 8, right? Or 4 through 8, because
okay.
we've both done our top 3. So where do you think everyone finishes out 4 to 8?
I think Washington, Indiana are going to be 4-5. It could flip-flop either way, but I have Washington and then I have Indiana.
Okay.
And then I put Miami 6. I think Miami's my sleeper in the playoffs.
They're dogs, man.
They're
a lot of fun.
I like Miami a lot. And then I got Philly as the 7, because I really just want to see that Philly-Boston matchup.
Yeah, that'd be... Yeah. No,
and Milwaukee, shockingly, they're the 8. For me, that's surprising.
So, I got the Toronto, Boston, Cleveland 1 through 3, obviously.
Yeah.
I got Milwaukee 4. Like
Yeah.
it's not like it's super super bunched in between those 4 teams, and I think Milwaukee and Giannis are going to put something together here, integrating Jabari back in the lineup more and more and more. I think we're going to see them string a few games together, and I think they're just too talented to be an 8th seed. And I think they want to avoid those top 3 teams in the first round, especially if you're Milwaukee. Like you're trying to make that next step, right? And I think if you fire, like everyone talks about them being underachievers, but firing Jason Kidd. Firing any coach mid-season is going to have a toll on the team, right? Like, you're not going to make that transition smoothly, especially with a young team where your best player is 23 years old.
And that was, Giannis, that wasn't good for him. He was like, is there anything I can... Like, he wanted to talk to the GM. He was devastated when they fired Kidd.
Again, though, that's the same thing. Like, that's a 23-year-old just thinking that Kidd's the best thing for him. I think a different coach... I don't think they're going to stick with this interim guy.
Brunty or something? Terry Brunty?
Yeah, he was the assistant. I think they'll go and hire somebody this offseason. I think it'll be good for him. I don't know. Kidd didn't seem like an NBA coach to me.
You think Fizdale's a good fit there?
I mean, I think Fizdale's a great coach anywhere. And I think he could bring that grit to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But
there's probably 3 or 4 teams that are going to be taking a serious look at him, including the Lakers.
I think he'll have a few better options than Milwaukee to talk about next offseason. But anyways, yeah, I think Milwaukee's the 4 seed, and then I got Washington, Indiana. I'm excited to see if Wall fits back into Washington properly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because it's kind of transitioned into Bradley Beal's team.
He took over, man.
Yeah,
like he took it and then ran with it, and now they're the 4 seed right now. They're what, half game back Cleveland right now?
I believe so, half game back. Yeah,
like that's good for Brad Beal,
and they have no bench.
Yeah, well, they've never had a bench. That's been an issue. That's what happens when you pay Otto Porter max money, though, right? You're never going to get to have that bench because you didn't want Otto Porter to go to the Nets. And yeah, I like Otto Porter, but not for
max.
Not for $30 million a year.
No.
Right?
And the one bright spot off their bench was Kelly Oubre, but he's a starter.
He's a starter now because Wall's out, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the trade Wall train. I know I said it last podcast, but
yeah,
get him to Detroit. If Stan Van Gundy's not trading everything except for Drummond and Blake to get John Wall, I don't know what he's doing because they're done. They're not making. Anyways, I'll finish to let you know that Detroit's not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I got Milwaukee 4, Washington 5, Indy 6, Philly 7, as well, and then I have Miami 8. I think they're the same except. Oh no, never mind. Milwaukee.
No, we both
Miami
had Philly 7. We both had Philly 7. Yeah, it's looking to be an exciting first round, I think.
Like, if I were to put money on it, I would say that Philly finishes higher than 7, but I want them to finish 7.
Oh, yeah. That's the one Eastern Conference first round matchup I want to see is Boston-Philly.
I just think they're young down the stretch. It could, I don't want to say hurt them, the inexperience could hurt them a bit, but it could definitely be less of a, less smooth than most teams transitioning who's been there before. Like, even Milwaukee being young, they were there last year, and they were the year before that.
Boston's so young, too.
Yeah, but Boston's a 2 seed. Like, I don't think they're moving come the last 15 games of the year.
Yeah, but how's a guy like Tatum going to look in the playoffs, I wonder? Like...
Yeah, I'm sure he'll hit his threes. Like, he's a mature guy and stuff. I'm not a Boston truster.
I think this year's going to be more of an experience year for him. It's going to be, like, when you look back in a couple of years when they're there consistently, it's going to be like, that was a beneficial year for Tatum and
No doubt. And that's the thing. Like, I never, ever want to say that Gordon Hayward going down is a good thing for the league or for the Celtics. But... Yeah, you can't tell me Tatum and Brown are having the year they're having if Hayward's still around taking those minutes, right?
No doubt.
I think they'll be fun with Hayward. I think that puts them to the next level, right? And then you can have Jalen or you can have Tatum coming off the bench, still playing 20 plus minutes a game. But yeah, these playoffs, I don't trust Boston at all. People like the media wants an alternative from the Cavs because of that LeBron fatigue that we've seen him in the finals for 7 straight years, probably going on 8 this year. And the American media doesn't want to talk about Toronto at all, just because they're a Canadian market. No one wants to talk about them.
Toronto complains about it more, like it just makes it even more annoying.
I know.
They complain about it.
So they say that Boston's the third. They say that they want Boston to be the favorite because they don't want it to be Toronto. They don't want it to be Cleveland. I don't trust them at all. Like I think Kyrie can steal you 2 games. For sure. Like, he's that good. But Aaron Baines playing sufficient minutes in the playoffs, that's not a finals team. Yeah. Sorry.
And the thing about Toronto, too, like, Toronto's not making Adam Silver any money.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Going far. There's that aspect of it, too.
Yeah, you can get into the politics of the league and stuff like that, but I just think American media doesn't want to pay attention to Toronto because they're not... they're not a glamorous team either.
No.
Like DeMar DeRozan playing 1990s basketball isn't appealing to the casual fan. I don't think to Canadians it is because they're Canadian, right?
I still think he is a bit underappreciated, like as far as superstars in the league. Like he's a superstar.
He is. I think he's a top 10 player in the league. Yeah, around top 10, if not 15. But it's not a pretty game.
No.
You know, he gets to the line the way Harden does sometimes.
In his defense, he has started shooting the three a lot better this year.
And the system Casey put in, like that's helped him a lot with the ball movement and stuff. And he looks great. If they're gonna make it, like everything's working out for them, just story wise this year. Like Lowry,
he's not getting any younger.
Exactly. He's not gonna be better than he is right now next year. I can tell you that.
And Serge is they're not young.
I think Serge is 5 years older than they say he is.
Could be.
Like, I just think if they're going for their bench is still young and potentially they could unlock something with that unit there, but if they're making the leap, they need it now. And I think with Cleveland in this flux where Kevin Love's going to be coming back and they're going to see how that works, Boston with Hayward out trying to fix up with this half-broken rookie squad, like, if they're going to the finals, now's the time.
Exactly. If it's Toronto, it's going to be Toronto's time in the DeRozan Lowry era. Like this is the peak, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to get any better.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the peak. And I want to get back to Boston for a sec. Okay. Do you think it's possible Hayward comes back for playoff push?
No, I don't think so at all.
No,
I think it would be a bad idea to even bring him back. Because one, you can bring him back too early.
He hasn't ruled it out.
He hasn't, but Brad Stevens has.
Yeah.
I trust Brad Stevens about it more than I trust Gordon Hayward about it. Yeah. I don't want to see him back.
Yeah, it'd be kind of
it'd be weird. Get what? Would he play? Let's say they do go to the conference finals or whatever, and Hayward's cleared to play, and he's 100%. They say he hasn't played all year. Hasn't played since the first 5 minutes of the season. You plug him in April.
He'll be out of rhythm, right? There's no
chemistry. You're gonna play him 10 minutes a game in the corner so you can knock down corner threes.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, just hold on to him. Fresh start next year.
Yeah, like I'm not a Boston fan, so I can't speak for them, but you guys don't, like, Boston fans don't actually think they're going to win a title this year. So why?
Exactly, yeah.
Why risk that? Why even, I don't know. I don't see that at all.
Yeah.
So I think that pretty much covers the East, I think. Right? Well, you said Miami was a sleeper. I think we could touch on Miami for a second. Why do you like Miami so much?
Miami doesn't. They don't really necessarily have that guy where it's like take me there kind of thing. You can just hand them the ball, take me there. But they have a bunch of nice pieces. And Wade's back. Wade's looking rejuvenated.
Yeah.
But I really like Goran Dragic.
He's a lot of fun.
Whiteside's a beast. You got James Johnson, who the Raptors never should have got rid of, in my opinion.
I like Bam more than I like Whiteside.
Yeah, exactly. Bam's looking really good. Like, I think they can make some noise in the playoffs. Like, depending on the first round matchup.
And that's what I was going to ask. Who do you think they could beat? Do you think they could beat? They can't beat Toronto in a 7-game series, can they?
If I got to be quite honest here, if I'm Toronto, I'm kind of scared of any first round matchup, just based on my history. But no, I don't think I want to see Miami. If I'm being honest.
No, but that's what I mean. Let's just like, I'm asking you, who do you think Miami could beat in the first round? Do you think it'd beat Toronto in the first round?
I think they could beat Toronto, yeah.
That's absurd. I
think they give Toronto. Actually, I think they could give Toronto a scare. I think ideally, if they're going to be at the bottom of the seedings, there, I'd say.
I'd say Toronto. Toronto beat them in 4 or 5, and I don't even trust Toronto, but just the lack of a, like you said, they don't have a guy that you can go get it. Who's got the ball in the last 5 minutes of a game in a tie game?
I guess D Wade,
right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
in a 4-5 though, I think Washington.
I don't like Washington at all. I think Miami could be Washington.
Yeah.
I don't think they will. I think they could. Like, Miami's missing a guy like Gordon Hayward. You know? Like they went after him hard this season, and I was pushing for it so hard. If they could have brought in a guy like Gordon, I liked them a lot better. But just that lack of a scorer. Like, Gordon Dragic and D Wade. Like, what's your crunch time 5? You got Whiteside, and they might take him out because he can't shoot free throws.
So you got Dragic, Wade,
Winslow?
Johnson. Winslow, he's another guy.
Winslow's not that good offensively yet.
You probably have Whiteside in there, right?
I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, they just don't have those guys that I can feel confident in the last 5 minutes of the game.
They have a lot of pieces. Tyler Johnson as well. They got
like Josh Richardson. They got a lot of wings with length that can play, but
yeah, they can disrupt a lot of teams.
Yeah, I don't think they're winning the series
And for
against those top 3 teams.
For some reason, I like a lot of first round matchups against Boston. Actually,
Yeah, I think Boston's vulnerable, but we could be I could be wrong. Like I think Marcus Smart could just play like Marcus Smart. I think he's got one foot out the door already, but
yeah, and
could be wrong.
I love Coach Spo too.
Yeah,
Like-
I like Spo. I like Spoelstra a lot. I think everyone doesn't give him credit because of the championships on Miami he won with LeBron and with D Wade and with Bosh. Everyone, that's just the talent there. But what he's done with these group of guys, like, I think he's always. I think he's a top 5 coach in the league.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree with that.
I don't like Miami. I don't like Indiana. I don't like Washington.
Indiana's
like
been a cool
Boston.
story this year, but
Yeah, I just mean in a playoff series, like
yeah. No, I agree with you on that.
Philly's.
Philly's going to be the interesting one for me.
But I also don't like. I don't know. Is Embiid? I've been asking if Embiid's gonna be okay all year, but like I guess he's healthy now. I guess you can stop talking about it, but can you? Like I don't think his injury history's a non-factor yet. Like I think it's still an issue.
The fact that him playing back-to-backs is one of the big storylines in the NBA is kind of
and that's in the playoffs you don't have to. That's everyone's thing. You don't have to play him in back-to-backs because there's no back-to-backs. But it's like if that's a concern of yours,
yeah, every time he falls, you're holding your breath.
Yeah, I don't know if that should be.
Also, the one thing I love about the Sixers, shout out to my boy JJ Redick.
I don't like
my tweet. Liked my tweet.
Yeah, Jack Rozier's tweet has been liked by JJ Redick, and that is that's
my boy.
It's a fact. He can't guard anyone.
Yeah, 3 and not much D.
But he can't guard anybody.
Yeah,
anybody.
Yeah,
when
he's a veteran.
Yeah, no doubt. I like him
Brings leadership
as a piece. I don't like him as a guy, like as one of your top 3 scorers. And that's the thing we talk about. Like we compare. I'm a big Kyle Korver guy. He's a big JJ Redick guy. So we compare Kyle and JJ. The thing with Kyle is he's 6'7".
Yeah,
I can put him on Sean Livingston. I can put him on JJ Redick. I can put him on somebody, right?
And Kyle, he's always given it his all on the defensive end. Like when you just watch him play, when you clue in on him, it's like, wow, this guy. He might not always be.
He's athletic and he's 40 years old, but he's busting his ass,
and he's
right?
trying. Yeah, exactly.
JJ's 6'2" and doesn't try that hard.
That's a friendly 6'2". I don't know if he's 6'2" or not, but I'll sure he'd take it.
So yeah, I mean it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I think if they can play to their potential, they can sure give shit to one of those top teams, just because of the classic big man. You know, those top 3 teams. Like if you're counting on Valanciunas to match up with Embiid, I don't know how confident you are in that as a Raptors fan, but
out of the top 3 in the East, though, I think if the front court game is a game you're gonna play like post game, Toronto I think gives you the most trouble though, defensively, right? Like, you look at a guy like Siakam, you got Ibaka.
Yeah, you got pieces there for sure. Like, defensively, I don't know if they're going to be the stoppers you want them to be, but offensively, they can, just with the size alone, it can cause matchup problems. But, I don't know. I think Larry Nance is going to be pivotal.
Yeah.
And I hope Tristan Thompson doesn't have that Kardashian thing going on. Like, if he plays like playoff Tristan Thompson, that could be a back. And then Kevin Love. Like,
do you think Nance starts? You think he could possibly keep the starting job?
It's a 5.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I really like what Nance is
just
doing.
Because
for some reason he's knocking down jumpers and
he can shoot an elbow jumper, 17-footers. But with Nance, if he can bring that energy constantly, that Tristan used to bring, right? Mm-hmm. That just those tipping balls back out, those second chance points, those bang outs, like just the bounciness and the energy and the defensive deflections,
the offensive rebounds,
everything. That's what I'm saying. If he that's what Tristan Thompson brought the last 3 years before this year.
And who says he can't channel that this year, right?
He hasn't shown it that. That's my issue with it, and that's why I think Nance is so great for us because he can play that spot. Like the reason we won the championship in 2016, Tristan Thompson played a big factor in that, and everyone thinks he's a bomb, and everyone thinks he whatever. He could go at those guys.
Canadian.
Canadian. They've never had it. Like Golden State's never had a center, and where you can match that kind of energy, right? Yeah. Like you got that rookie Jordan Bell that might turn into something, but he's not going to be playing in the playoffs at all. He's not even in the rotation. He's been hurt most of the year. That's why he's not in the rotation anymore. But
he might not play in the playoffs, but what a piece he was. They
for $3 million
for cash
for $3 million bucks. Yeah,
and
Chicago should be kicking themselves for that for sure.
Yeah, and Chicago. I like Chicago. I like what they got going on in the future.
Yeah. I like their young core a lot, like with Markkanen and Levine looks good again, and Chris Dunn finally looks like Chris Dunn was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I think they're overachievers this year. I mean, I don't know how much noise they're going to be making without I think they need to hit this pick this year. Like if Michael Porter slips and they can snag that. If they can hit a pick this year,
yeah,
I think that's good. If they bust this year, I don't know if they're moving.
I'm excited about this year's draft. We're gonna have to get into that on another episode.
I think in one of the pods to come for sure we'll be talking about the college ball season and then the draft too for sure.
My last point I want to make on in the Eastern Conference is if LeBron's gonna eat in the post against anybody, like you look at Boston, like you got Horford, Baines, who you said's probably gonna be a bum in the playoffs, and then Washington, like Gortat. Like when you look at Toronto, their front court. Like, I mean, LeBron's still going to be LeBron, but that poses the biggest challenge, I think.
Yeah, but we've seen Ibaka try to guard LeBron. It doesn't go well.
Yeah. They have lots of different... But, like, their depth, even. Like, with Siakam. I love Siakam.
Yeah. I just don't think you can put a 4 on LeBron. I don't think you can put a Siakam on LeBron. I don't think you can put an Ibaka on LeBron. Like, I think if you're going to put someone there hoping to slow him down the slightest bit, I think Houston's got the top 3 guys to do that. Yeah. I think Ariza, Mbamute, and Tucker are the 3 guys in the league that if you're going to pick, well, aside from Durant maybe.
But in the East. But
that's what I mean. Like if you're going to, but I mean in the whole league, if you're to pick 3 guys to guard LeBron James, I think Houston's got the top 3 of them.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I like Tobias Harris a little bit to guard him.
He's looked really good.
Just because you need a big 3. James Johnson, how's that?
And I wish Toronto didn't get rid of him. Even PJ Tucker, like...
Yeah, I mean, I think you need a guy who is a 3, who is a small forward, but with power forward size, because that's what LeBron is.
And it's just a dog.
He's got to be a dog. If he's got the slightest crack, then LeBron's going to tear him apart.
But do you agree though? Like against Boston and Washington, I think LeBron does. I think
LeBron's going to eat no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't think any front court, any back court, any 3-man. I don't think any coaching scheme is going to have anything to do with LeBron's playoff success, because we've seen for the last 7 years. It hasn't mattered.
Yeah.
It hasn't mattered. And before that, right? Like, always choked against Boston, whatever. He was 26 at the time. It seems like lifetimes ago. This man is the best player in the world and has been for a very, very long time. And I don't think a guy like Pascal Siakam or OG Anunoby or Marcus Smart or Justice Winslow or James Johnson, anyone, Bradley Beal, Otto Porter, doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. Either the Morris twins, they're mean. I like them to guard LeBron, but
pretty sure they were like criminals last year.
Probably. I think the dude's going to be averaging 40, 10, and 10.
He's going to have to,
regardless.
He's going to have to. And so we both agree that it probably doesn't matter their seed, right? Cleveland's seed.
No, LeBron's proved that when he's in Miami. He's won the championship 3 times. None of the times he was a 1 seed.
Yeah,
he's never been a 1 seed on a championship team. He doesn't care. The
worst case scenario for them, even though they'd get through it, where they'd have to play Philly, Boston, Toronto. Like that'd be the worst case scenario.
Yeah,
and it won't happen.
I agree. Right now it could though. Right, like if the season ended today, Philly's a 6 seed, right?
Yeah.
So you got Philly in the first round, 3-6.
Yeah.
Then you got Boston in the second round, 2-3, and then you got Toronto in the conference finals, 1-3.
That'd be the worst case scenario for them because
those are the 3 toughest teams. Yeah.
If you're Cleveland, you don't want to see Boston, Toronto, obviously.
I think they're gonna have to, unless Boston loses in the first round, which is not out of the question. I think we're not giving Kyrie his due a little bit. Like I think
Kyrie's a bad dude.
Yeah, like he's great, but I don't know if he can do it by himself. Yeah. Yeah, I think that pretty much covered anything from the East. Before we get started on the West, we're introducing our new segment today. Today we're calling it Shmuck's Sunday Hot Take. So it's Sunday today. Shmuck's got a hot take lined up for us.
What's up, guys?
All right, Shmuck. What is our Sunday hot take today?
Well, the first one today is Justin Timberlake's new album.
Man in the Woods?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think about it?
I thought it was trash.
Oh, no love for JT.
No, I think he really took a step back in his career with this album,
Wow.
I think it does not reflect him very well and his overall bad.
Well, there you have it. Two peas in a pod, listeners. Shmuck's Sunday Hot Take is JT's new album.
It's trash.
It's trash. I personally haven't listened to it.
Nope. Don't.
Don't. Okay.
Not worth it. Not worth it at all.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, there you have it. I got nothing for that. I mean,
that's nothing to say.
Wow. Okay. So there you have it.
Yeah,
if you haven't listened to it, apparently don't.
Not worth your time.
Stay tuned for future Schmuck Sunday hot takes.
Yeah. I think we'll get some feedback from listeners, see how that segment went, and we'll probably have to bring it back because I think it's going to do all right.